Everyone has their own way of defining the beauty of a city. But for me, having lived in Hue for more than 7 years, I've got to say that Hue's nighttime glory is unmatched. Not too noisy, not obtrusive, but rather these gentle nights in Hue have more of a soothing vibe. Every evening in this ancient city of Hue, you can still hear the echo of the spirit of the centuries.
As an old wise man said one time, to spend one's entire life looking for the most beautiful blossom is not a life wasted. What I can say is I love eating food. And I could say having a whole life trying a new food every day and savoring every little ingredient, that is not a life wasted. Let the journey begin.
Traditional food.
Nhà tôi làm bánh khoái hơn 30 năm rồi.
28 năm, chỉ có cái đường Hàn Thuyên thôi, là làm bánh canh.
Food dishes in Hue are both interesting and unforgettable.
Hương vị bánh rất là tuyệt vời. Anh thì rất là mê.
They offer unique touch and can all be found while out hunting late night street food here in Hue City. To anyone out meandering the streets of Hue, don't be shy about trying as many unique dishes as you can.
Yeah, here I'm really excited to show you a few more of my favorites here in Hue City. Bánh, khoái and Nem Lui. They're really unique, really special, and have one heck of a flavor. This is how it's made.
A mixture of flour, bean sprouts, shrimp, pork, and eggs are all fried in a small pan. Bánh, khoái, also known as fried pancake, is a specialty here in Hue.
Nhà tôi làm bánh khoái hơn 30 năm rồi. Cái này khó nhất là nguyên liệu về phần bột và về phần nước chấm. Để cho bánh được giòn thì mình cần phải pha định lượng về bột cho nó hợp lý. Giữa bột gạo và các loại bột nền.
There's another dish that forever shines for diners out here. It is the Hue-style lemongrass pork skewers called Nem Lui. Under the skilled hands of the cook, the Nem Lui skewers are just now popping off the grill.
All right, look at this magic. Yeah, excited about it. Whew. I am absolutely delighted to be here at one of Hue's oldest family-owned restaurants right here in the Citadel area. They've been at it over 30 years, and a lot's changed, including the facade and the overall look, but one thing that hasn't changed is their recipe and how good their food is. So let's dig in. Every bite is an absolute home run. I love it. And what really sets this apart is the type of sauce that they have here is actually made from absolute scratch by hand every day from the folks here. An old family recipe. Nem Lui, one of my favorites. And what really sets it apart here is actually instead of a chopstick, it's served on a lemongrass stalk. But it's a beautifully plated meal. They really pour their soul into making the absolute best version of Nem Lui for all of their customers. And we'll give you a bit of a preview here on how she all rolls. The big idea is that we want to utilize the rice paper here like this. And the secret is to set it inside of here and then give it a twist. And once again, we've got our lemongrass stalk ready to go. And then from there, add all the fixins. As you might expect, they've got their sweet and sour, which is some pickled carrots and papaya. But we also have some dried bitter melon, along with star fruit. And for me, I like a little extra spice, so I do the entire pepper all in one shot. But beyond that, we get her all wrapped together here, and The most important finishing touch, a little bit of dipping sauce, the homemade. Like all the flavors come together and they really blend to create an awesome combination.
Oh, there's another option awaiting you as the sun sets. I tell you all what, the prices are ridiculously friendly considering how good it is.
Bánh canh Hàn Thuyên này có từ lâu rồi. Chúng là tôi rất là thích ăn bánh canh của Hàn Thuyên.
So I can say that every single part of this meal is good, but especially the noodles themselves. I would say that we could say tapioca flour is just amazing. It's a really, really like bouncy, fluffy, light, and just a really good flavor. All the way up to the different types of pork, and of course the sliced fish cakes, yeah, the onions and so forth. But what really tops it off is the broth itself. The broth has got this really beautiful richness to it that, you know, you can't really explain in a picture. You really got to sit and smell it and taste it for yourself. Just finished another amazing and a magical bowl of Bánh. And it's really such an incredible experience that you can have for just $1. Every time you come to Hue City, definitely come and try some Bánh. Now, I got to go and talk with Mai and tell her what I think. All right. Oh, cảm ơn mẹ. Oh, ngon lắm. Dạ, mẹ là chuyên nghiệp. Dạ, ở đây nhiều năm rồi, phải không? Dạ, bao nhiêu năm ở đây?
28 năm, chỉ có cái đường Hàn Thuyên thôi, là bán bánh canh.
Rất tốt vì ở đây có tất cả là loại. Yeah, và có thể làm bánh canh đặc biệt hả?
Là vì ngày xưa là nấu bình thường thôi. Nhưng mà thời đây là thời ăn có vẻ còn ngon hơn. Cho nên nấu có xương bò, xương heo, tôm, đủ thứ. Là cái nghề hẳn quen rồi. Cho nên là một cuộc sống, trang trải cuộc sống nữa. Nhưng mà có biết rằng không? Bây giờ á, bận việc gì á, là ở nhà một ngày thôi. Chứ còn qua ngày thứ hai là cảm thấy là nhớ bánh canh. Chứ bánh canh đây là coi như là giống như gắn liền với cuộc sống đó. Chứ còn nhiều lúc mình ở nhà mình việc nói chuyện với ai, còn tới là nói chuyện khách hàng này rất vui vẻ. Còn mình chạy tới là giống mình tập thể dục.
So it's this part of our journey that I get a chance to show you one of my favorite late night snacks. And you're going to see for yourself why having a gas lamp here is something to watch out for. So let's sit down and let's dig in.
This special dish is both strange to some, while familiar to many.
Along the way, I've got to say that Chung Vit Lon, it's a really beautiful balancing act. One example of this is they want to have the full flavor profile. So that means that it is often served with a variety of things that you see right here. For example, Chung Ot, or the sweet and sour. Right here is various things, including pickled papaya, carrot, peppers, among other things, that offers a really nice sweet and sour kind of flavor to it. So when we have a given bite here, we can actually mix all flavors together, a little bit of the salt and pepper. Yeah, and follow it up with a little bit of the sweet and sour. It's really magic when all the flavors can blend together here like this. And yeah, right here we have something called rauram. So it is kind of like a minty taste, but a little extra spice on the back end. So I tried balut the first time when I came to Vietnam right away in my first week. I fell in love with it right away. And I think because it does, again, have that hearty and rich flavor that I was really searching for. And when it comes to having a late night snack, 1 or 2 eggs like this, you're good to go.
I'm also wondering about these kerosene lamps at Trung Viet Loan stands here in Hue. We'll probably have to ask the vendors for a little background.
Dầu ni là để bạn tận vịt lộn. Nào hệ tận nó tắt đen. Còn tận nó để đỏ đen.
Aside from that, the lamps also help check whether the eggs are ripe and ready to eat.
Well, I'm so delighted to get a chance to actually check out one of these lamps and check one of these eggs for myself.
Last but not least dish on our list tonight is a Hue sweet pudding known as Che. One could really say that Hue is the land of Che. And here we've got 20 types made of different combinations of ingredients, ranging from lotus seeds to lima beans. Some savory, some sour, and some sweet. There's so many types of Che, I could hardly name them all for you. All the beautiful assortments and fragrances come to mind, so you'll definitely won't want to miss out.
Now I want to welcome everybody to the Che Buffet. Che is a really, really wonderful and sweet dish available here in Hue City. In fact, out of the whole works here, there's about 20 different varieties. They really represent the whole smattering of seeds, nuts, and types of foods from over the history here in Hue City. But as far as I'm concerned, oh, it's marvelous.
I'll bet you're wondering what I'm doing right now. I'm joining Sister Yen and her family on a session to go out and sell some pho. But what's led us up to here? Let's rewind 8 hours, back to the starting point. Through recommendations from friends, I have the chance to visit and experience the making of one of the most popular late-night dishes in Hue, pho gao, or the knocking pho. I got to go grocery shopping with Sister Yen, who's had around 20 years' experience selling pho with these mobile knock-knock carts. Yen shared with me that the most important thing about good knocking pho is fresh and robust ingredients. Fresh lime, green and red onions, bean sprouts, and fresh herbs.
Dạ rất đẹp, mà tươi nữa.
Carrots, onions, Thai basil, coriander, lettuce, and of course meat such as rough cuts of beef and pork on the bone. Coming back from the day market, we start simmering the meat and put the bones into a pot to stew. The important thing when cooking the broth is to put the beef and pork bones in early to really sweeten the mix naturally. It could be said that one of the key features that identifies pho is their regional use of local herbs. Hue-style pho in particular is the most famous in Vietnam. This has a lot to do with its individual combination of specific herbs and all the details and subtleties in its preparation. It's magically transcendent and becomes more than the sum of its parts. It's generally agreed that herbs are the essential aspect of a proper bowl of pho.
Xóm này hả? Xóm này người ta đặt là sầm phở. Ở đây mà ai người ta dắt tới sầm phở là ai họ biết hết á. Ai đi bằng phở hết á, họ biết. Chỉ là có 4 anh chị em 3 người đi bằng phở rồi. Mưa vừa vừa là cũng đi, nhưng mà mưa to về đai mà có bão lụt thì cái đó mình nghỉ đó.
Having a hand in it for a whole busy working day since morning, I've gotten a snapshot of the common person's daily routine and lifestyle. Early every morning, neighbors and families gather to start cooking and chit-chat and swap stories. Sister Yen also related that she could get a hand from her neighbors anytime. I got a real feel for this very tight-knit, Vietnamese-style synergy right here within this pho corner. The knocking pho carts are designed to run on a simple 3-wheel system. The front of the cart is packed with various items such as tables and chairs and pots of broth. While the bottom drawers are where the stoves, wood chips, and utensils are stored. This graceful show of orderliness is remarkable in itself and adds an extra charm when partaking in the pho go experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All this coalesces into the idea of pho go through the unassuming hands of Hue long-lived traditions.
So here we are after a full day of work right here by the Dong Ba market. This is what it looks like to actually be on the street, out serving customers, whether it's driving by, coming by, walking by, or sitting down for a meal. And you're going to see for yourself, it's just like Fast and the Furious. Let's check it out.
Collectively, it goes by the name pho go, but the assortment of dishes and styles are impressively varied, ranging from a dry version, pho kho, to a broth-heavy version, pho luộc, a stir-fried version, mi sao, ho tiu, and a very exciting beef stew with a bone broth. The different components of the dish come together in the broth is the essence of a good bowl of pho. And the price? It's unbeatable, folks. For just $1 and a smile, look what we've got here for you.
I keep saying it, but it's another home run. I tell ya, This, a couple of good bowls like this of some good old-fashioned pho, and you are set for life, my friends. This is definitely a soup experience that everybody in the world should try. A little taste of Vietnam. Tại sao mọi người nói mà về tên chị Phó?
Họ ăn phở, họ kêu chị phở thôi.
À, ok. Chị nghĩ cô thích bán phở không?
Thích chứ. Cuộc sống mình phải bán chứ. Hồi xưa thì mẹ mình nấu sao thôi chứ mình cứ nhìn nữa mình làm thôi, mình học thôi, mình nấu thôi.
So this is another one of those nice touches that they have out here. Old-fashioned advertising. Before Facebook, before anything else, before LED lights, this is how we did it. Good old-fashioned. Phải không? Phải không? All right. Càng tốt. Copper! Andy! The whole neighborhood, as this echoes throughout the land, the streets, and everywhere, everyone knows that they've got pho. So every different type of food here in Vietnam, they have a different sound or instrument, you could say, that really accompanies it. And I think that's really a magical aspect of the streets of Vietnam.
Sister Yen shares a bit about the long history of pho go and how it's just one color of the rainbow of the culinary tradition of Hue. That sound of the knocking wood faintly broadcasts the kickoff of their evening hustle. They'll stay open until 10 p.m. before then returning back home for the night.
Hi, Andy! So here we are at the end of our journey here for the evening at the Hue train station. And despite it being a transportation hub, I really find a real serenity here. You hear the occasional train whistle, see the cab drivers going back and forth, folks arriving after a long journey, families hugging each other as they say goodbye. Along the way, sitting around waiting, we've got a little mix of some peanut brittle that's a specialty here of Hue City. But of course, the classic watermelon seeds and sunflower seeds and you name it. But either way, I find this to be a perfect way to end an evening. But in the meantime, I love to come here for a few moments of silence and just enjoy the feeling and the soul of the city as people move around.
So it's right here we wrap up our journey of the nightlife cuisine in Hue. Hue nightlife has impressed me with its subtle and idyllic style. Of course, along the way, it's bold, delicious, and easygoing meals. Simple folks exemplifying the classic, unassuming character, creating food with an unforgettable and distinctly Hue taste.